well, here it is, the Ford GT. And a color combo I rarely see these cars in, maybe never seen one of these cars in.
Yeah, this is a unique color. It's a one-of-a-kind. It was a white GT with white stripes, or with blue stripes, and I had it painted this middle metallic blue because it shows the shape of it very nice. It's very Shelby.
It's very Ford Racing from back in the day in Shelby, Yeah,
and I incorporated the heritage graphic on the nose and the stripe, which is a single stripe.
Mm-hmm.
And this brings it back to, some of the old racing days. The numbers are painted on there, or the dots, and it's it worked out quite nice. And I had two heritages before this, so I needed to do
You mean the
something
Golf
different.
livery heritage? Because I like calling it Golf because that's our kind of theme here.
It is Golf. I was surprised to see your building. I was like, no way. I can't believe this. I felt bad that I didn't have a Golf car.
No, I now prefer this combo, and this reminds me of some of the Cobras and some of the GT350s from back in the day.
It's a little less loud than the...
I can't figure out if this is a little bit lighter than what would have been on a GT350 team car, race car back in the day.
There was a darker one and a lighter one.
Oh, okay.
This is like in the
right
middle.
in the middle. Well, it looks great on this car. And again, not offered by Ford, but hey, man, you got an inside track. And you drove this all the way out from Detroit. How many miles is it from here to Detroit? Approximately.
A couple thousand.
And
track day in between?
And two track days in between, and then Pebble Beach and back to the track.
I love the fact that you're not one of those guys that has this in his garage under some sort of a bacteriostatic lamp.
Inflatable thing running the whole time.
The car bubble.
Yeah.
That you're hammering this car and using it.
You're going to drive it, and then when you're done driving it, you'll get another one, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's already a couple people that are interested in this one. They were upset that they didn't buy my Heritage from before. So what I do is I get a car and I try to give it a little history, some integrity. This one definitely has its own unique quality because there isn't another one like it, and it's part of a signature series that I'm doing. It says Graphic Design Series, by Camilo.
It's practically a BMW art car.
Yeah.
You can save a boatload of cash, Adam.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to get that M1 Pro car that sold a couple of weeks ago, the Frank Stella car.
Yeah, or Warhol. I think Warhol did the M1.
Yeah,
he did one too, except for that. I don't like that one because I don't...
He painted it with a brush by hand.
Yeah. But again, this car, here it is. It's a supercar. It's basically a race car. It's a track car, but you can drive it.
150 grand?
150 grand, and you can drive it to
Well, we're not saying yours because yours is, Heritage special.
Yeah,
I understand.
And I screwed up in studio because the thing I was talking about that I didn't like on this car was the CD holder I was talking about.
Exactly.
It wasn't. I had it up there on the glass, but that's the vent for the engine compartment. Yes, this was the only. This was the only. I don't know if this bothered Nicky Lauda or not. But the only detail I didn't like on this car was this and the Nicky Lauda discussed integrated or non-integrated scoop. That was it. Now, am I wrong here? Is this vented here? Can I not see through there?
Yeah, there's a vent.
It is. It is a vent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now it's functional.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point.
Your pain has been reduced.
No, it has. It has because, and I don't know how you feel about this, Camilla, but it's like when I was doing the car show the other day, some guy came up with a vet, and it was the ones that had the big hood grates, tandem next to each other. And I walked up to the car, and everyone's like cooing over it, like, "Oh man, this is awesome!" And I looked at those vents. I said, "Those things aren't functional, are they?" And I sort of knew they weren't. And then we popped the hood, and you could see they weren't. And then I went in the back, and I looked at the brake, the intakes for the rear, whatever, that were molded into the fender, like not functional. And I was like, I'm sorry, but I can't take performance cars with a whole bunch of non-functional crap
Mustang did that for years, remember that?
there.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, Mustang did it for years, Pontiac did it,
Chryslers
have done it for years, even Ford's done it, and I thought even when you take American cars, there's probably 162 different scoops, inlets, and whatevers, and probably 11 of them actually work. I mean, they had the shaker scoops back in the day.
They had that Dodge that flipped up when you floored it. Right. That was kind of cool.
Right. But this stuff that's there that doesn't work on a car that is supposed to work on the track, to me, always bothered me. So now that I found out this works,
You'll sleep tonight.
I can breathe knowing that this breathes.
But let me share something with you. In the concept car, that was just a slot. It was this shape. We didn't have the CD holder. I'd like to get rid of that too myself and just have a hole.
Great minds. Once again,
it's all wavy and everything.
Yeah, and also it gets a little distorted because it's hot and it starts to bend a little, and you can't tell that because it's dark that it goes through. Other than that, can we pop the back clip on this thing?
I was about to say that. Can we open this thing up? Now it's
How many miles do we have on this?
This one's got 15,000
easy miles.
I bought it with 2,400 last year. There's Holman.
Oh, sure. Oh, Holman signed it.
Yeah.
Now, again, these cars are going for about $150 these days?
From 150 to 200, depending on what you're looking at. The Heritages go for over 200 with very little miles.
Is the Heritage only difference the paint scheme on it?
It's a car with all options. That means it gets the optional wheels that are lighter. It gets the full-on stereo. It gets the color-coded brake calipers, and it gets the paint job for $14,000 extra.
And these cars sold for between, I don't know, 165, 175. So they're right where they were when they were sold, and they're never going to make another unit.
No.
How many units overall? Is it a couple thousand, 3,000?
4,100 and something.
Okay, so that's it. So they should hold their value. Can you fire it up for us?
Oh yeah, of course.
Our listeners.
Now this has a racing exhaust, so it's going to have a little more sound than stock.
Right.
No one's complaining about that.
Look at that exhaust. Now, did you put that exhaust on?
That exhaust is designed by my buddies, the GT guys, and they're the guys that help engineer the vehicle through its development. So now they're on their own, providing different exhausts and components for the vehicle. That takes a lot of weight out of the back, gives you some better sound, and it provides a bumper delete. You see, there's no floating bumper on this.
Floating bumpers on
Yeah.
It cleans up the whole back end of the car. I noticed the license plate frame from too much sun and racing.
Oh yeah, it looks much better without that rear bumper.
Yeah, the rear
we
bumper
designed
looks like
it so
Disneyland.
people could actually remove it.
Right.
In the future, we're thinking.
Right.
Because I didn't want to integrate it like a 70s bumper that
Like
was
like your beloved Prowler.
The Prowler.
You know, no, I didn't want to do that. So
Right.
the rails are trimmed, the bumper's removed, the exhaust is shortened, and a new perforated piece is put on there. And now you can really see the shape right here.
Right.
You know, the swell of the fender and this line.
Right.
You know, so you really see the beautiful rear of the car.
Yeah. Well,
you take your risks, though.
Sure, but what the hell?
Yeah,
Look,
live wild.
Yeah, it's a great. It really cleans up the rear end, and the exhaust makes it sound wonderful. Mr. Pardo, where do we go if we want to find you once again? Give your website out one more time.
It's CamiloPardo.com, and you'll find all my artwork, my painting, my design work, my fashion. There's a little information on what I'm doing next, shows and some videos in my biography.
Camilo, a pleasure. Thanks for bringing
Thank you
around.
very much. It's
Sorry
nice
about
to be
the
here.
heat.
Fantastic place. What a shop. Great cars. I mean, you guys have everything that you really need in there.
And more. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla for the Professor saying Ganz and Camilo Pardo saying, keep the air in the spare and the bag in the wheel.
Bag in the wheel?
Yeah.